You know that feeling when you're watching the birds in your backyard and you just wish you could do a little more to help them out? Well, today we're going to dive right into that. We're talking about how you can turn your own space, big or small, into a real sanctuary where birds can eat, raise their families, and just thrive. This quote right here, it just nails it. This is about making a shift, right? It's about moving from just watching birds to actively building a world that actually supports them. You become a partner in their survival. So that's the big question, isn't it? How do we do it? And trust me, it's about so much more than just tossing out some birdseed. We're talking about building a complete ecosystem that helps birds from courtship all the way to raising their young. Okay, so let's start with the most critical piece of the puzzle, the habitat itself. You gotta think of this as the foundation. Everything else we talk about today, it's all built on top of this living landscape. Think about your yard in layers. You know, a flat green lawn, that's like a barren desert for most birds. But a landscape with different heights, some ground cover, some shrubs, some tall trees, that's like a multi-story apartment building for them, with endless spots to find food, hide, and build a nest. And this brings us to probably the single most important choice you can make, planting native species. A native oak tree, for example, is like a bustling city of life. It feeds hundreds of insect species that birds absolutely depend on. A non-native ornamental plant, well, it might look pretty, but for birds, it's basically a food desert. And the difference is just staggering. I mean, look at this number, over 500 species of caterpillars. So why are caterpillars so important? Well, because they are the perfect protein-packed baby food for most songbirds. It's really that simple. No caterpillars, no baby birds. So what's your game plan? It's actually pretty straightforward. Focus on planting native species, create those edges where different habitats meet, and this is a big one. Please get rid of the pesticides. When you kill insects, you are literally taking food out of the mouths of baby birds. All right, so you've set up the all-you-can-eat buffet with a food-rich habitat. The next step is to provide safe, secure homes where birds can feel confident enough to raise their families. Birds need options. Some birds, like cardinals, they love to hide away in dense shrubs. Others, like woodpeckers, they actually need dead trees. We call them snags. And then you have all kinds of birds that will happily move into a birdhouse if you give them the right kind. Now, if you're going to put up a nest box, you have to remember it's not one size fits all. The size of that little entrance hole, how high you place it, the location, it's all super specific. A bluebird, for example, isn't even going to look twice at a box that was built for a tiny wren. And here are 4 golden rules for a successful nest box. Always use untreated wood. Make sure it has holes for drainage and ventilation to keep things healthy inside. Oh, and you know that little perch you see on all the cute decorative birdhouses? Get rid of it! Birds don't need it, but predators love to use it as a foothold. And finally, a predator guard on the pole is the best insurance policy you can get. Okay, food? Check. Shelter? Check. Now, let's complete this refuge with 2 final, crucial things. A reliable source of clean water and, just as important, protection from the biggest threats birds face out there. Water is life, right? And that's never more true than in the dead of winter. Bathing is absolutely essential for birds to keep their feathers in perfect shape for staying warm. A simple heated bird bath can become the most popular spot in the entire neighborhood when every other water source is frozen solid. But, and this is a big but, providing all these wonderful resources is only half the battle. A true sanctuary also has to be a safe one, and that means we have to tackle the 2 biggest human-caused dangers to birds head-on. The first major threat, outdoor cats. And folks, the numbers are just mind-blowing. We're talking billions of birds killed every single year in North America alone. Even a well-fed cat is a natural hunter. The absolute best thing you can do for your local birds is to keep cats indoors, period. And the second major threat, it's our windows. Birds don't see glass the way we do. They see a reflection of the sky and trees, and they think it's a clear flight path. The result is a high-speed collision that is so often fatal. Now, that sounds grim, but the good news is this is a totally solvable problem. The key is you have to break up the reflection on the outside of the glass. Screens, decals, special films, they all work great. Just remember, things on the inside, like your blinds, they don't do anything to stop that reflection the birds see from the outside. So when you put all of these pieces together, the native plants, the safe homes, the water, the protection, you create something really, really special. You've gone way beyond just having a bird-friendly yard. What you've made is a dynamic, year-round haven. Your landscape is providing exactly what birds need, right when they need it. You're supporting them through every single part of their lives, from one season right into the next. And the reward for all this? It's incredible. You actually get to see the whole story unfold right in front of you. You're not just some passive observer anymore. You are a part of their world. You get to witness their successes, and you know that you helped make it all possible. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Your sanctuary, your yard, it's one vital piece of a much, much larger puzzle. But what happens when your yard connects with your neighbors and their yard connects with the next one? Well, together, you start weaving this incredible network of refuge and hope for birds. You become part of the solution.